So I watched the Eyes of Tammy Faye, which is a dramatic film based on a documentary of the same name, which stars Jessica Chastain as Tammy Faye Bakker. For those of you who don't remember, she was an evangelical singer and preacher who was married to an evangelical preacher on TV, Jim Bakker. They built an empire, an absolute evangelical empire. It rivaled the empires of, Jerry Falwell and the 700 Club and all the other preachers around them. And then Jim Bakker was exposed as being a fraudster. He went to prison, but he was also exposed as being homosexual. And Tammy Faye Bakker is actually an interesting character because in the midst of a very fierce campaign by Falwell and other preachers against homosexuality and against the preaching of homosexuality, Tammy Faye Bakker just said, I love everybody. I'm here to love people. A person is a person, and we are ordered to love them, and I love them. And so she was very liberal about it and actually died, serving the gay community, and a lot of this was during the AIDS crisis. So just the part about, I thought the movie was good. It was an entertaining film. And Jessica Chastain is a terrific actress, and she is great in this part. And I remember all this happened in the 80s, and it's Andrew Garfield plays Jim Bakker, and he is also just absolutely terrific. It's just, the acting is great. The acting is great. And I thought the story was really interesting. And here is my one problem. The evangelicals in it are basically portrayed like gangsters, like the mob. Vincent, I don't know how to pronounce his name, D'Onofrio, really good actor, also a great actor. He plays Jerry Falwell, and he plays him as a thug. He plays him just as a kind of thug. That then is used as an accusation against the Republicans, right? The Republicans were paying, Reagan essentially built this coalition that included the evangelicals who had realized by this time, because of Roe v. Wade, that they were being that all their values were being swept away by fiat. And so they realized they had to get involved in politics. And it has really, in some ways, hollowed out the evangelical movement. I think politics is bad for Christianity in a lot of ways. So here they have this very, very sympathetic depiction of Tammy Faye Bakker. And the depiction of Jim Bakker is kind of pitiful. He's just a pitiful guy. You kind of can see he's gay from the get-go. You get him to marry Jessica Chastain, that should make you straight, but apparently didn't. And so, they're kind of depicted sympathetically, but all the evangelicals around them are depicted as corrupt mobsters. Now, here's my problem with that. Hollywood hasn't got the authority to depict people that way. Hollywood has not got the authority because they are so hateful toward Christians, so hateful toward evangelicals specifically, and so governed by their leftist ideas, so that Tammy Faye Bakker gets some love for liking gays, but her Christianity is depicted as childish and ridiculous. I don't trust them enough to depict people that way. And it was less artful than giving them a point of view, than having Jerry Falwell talk about why he was so opposed to gays. Did he have a reason? Was it just yuck, homosexuality? Was that the way Falwell was? Was he a gangster like that? I don't know, because to be honest with you, I couldn't trust the script. And I think one of the only point I want to make about this is that Hollywood, like the news media, have so lost our trust by only allowing one side of the political spectrum to speak, and not even that side, not even liberalism, but only far leftism, that now you can't believe a word they say. You cannot believe a word they say. If people lie and lie and lie, then even when they tell the truth, you can't trust them anymore. And so it would have been just more interesting to me to hear what it was that Falwell was doing. If he was a gangster, okay, prove it, show us what he was doing. But if he had a point of view, which I actually believe he did, it's not a point of view I agree with, but still, he must have had a point of view to himself. To portray that is what the arts are about. Even to portray people you don't like and disagree with. That is what the arts are about, and they fail in that. So terrific performances, entertaining script, a great story. I want to watch the documentary. But it's just the failure of Hollywood to keep our trust by giving us an honest view of life has really ruined a lot of films. Subscribe and like if you want more content like this, and if you want even more, subscribe to my podcast wherever you get your podcasts.